Hello everyone, welcome back to this lecture. In our previous lecture, we have completed the code of the gazeable system, right? But right now we have to complete the code of the reticle script. So we will be completing the script of the reticle so that we can move further and we can complete our VR course. So let's quickly move back to Notepad++, or it's up to you whether you're using Notepad++ or Visual Studio. So let's move. So this was a code that we have done earlier. So I will be moving this thing to the another view over here, right? So first of all, we want to make our clickable, like we need to make that button active reticle. So means that should be interchangeable so that should be able to activate that color or deactivate that particular color. So first for that you will be creating a public object. You will be naming it as public. Public. Then you will be writing game object, sorry, it's object, right? And you will be naming it as reticle. Okay, yes. Now you will be creating two variables, that is for inactive reticle color and active reticle color, because whenever you're clicking that particular button or whenever you're clicking that gazeable button, it should change the color, right? So you will be creating public color inactive reticle color, and we will be defining the color of that particular thing, that is we will be putting as color dot gray. Okay, now I will be writing public color active reticle color, because we are having inactive, now we are having active, so we will be writing active reticle color, that will be color dot green, right? Yes. Now we will be creating, you know that whenever you're writing public, so these are the variables that are visible in the inspector. So I don't need, now I will be creating another variable so that I don't need that this should be in inspector, so I will be making it private. So I will be writing private gazeable object, and I will be writing current gaze object. Okay. Similarly, I will be writing private gazeable object, and I will be writing current selected object, right? Yes. Now we need first of all to make the button active and deactivate, right? So I will be going over here after process gaze. Over here I will be creating a new function. Okay, so that function name will be private void set reticle color, right? So we need to first of all set the color, that should be active or deactive, or whenever the gaze system is passing through that particular object, your color should get changed, right? So first of all, when it's inactive, so the color is gray, and whenever that gaze system crosses that particular object, your color should get changed. That is what we are doing. We will be creating void, and I will be writing reticle dot get component. Okay, and then renderer. Okay, then this dot material dot set color, and I will be putting color comma, and then we'll be giving the reticle color, right? So I will be closing this function right now over here. After this I will be writing a new function that will be checking the input. So I will be writing private void check for input, right? Check for input. And then I will be writing raycast hit info. Okay. This can be used in the upcoming lecture, so that's why I'm leaving this thing as a blank. Over here you will be checking for the hold, release and down. So whenever you're pressing the particular click of your VR, so whenever you're clicking the particular button, so you will be using over here, and this will be used for the debug process. So I will be creating another private void function that is clear current object. Okay, so whenever the object has been selected, you need to create an function so that it can be able to clear the so that it will be able to clear the particular object that you're having. So I'll be writing if the current gaze object is equal to null, right? So what should it perform? It should be able to say that the current gaze object dot, it will be calling on gaze exit. So you have seen that we are calling through this particular area, or we can say the code. It will be calling on gaze exit. So on gaze exit, right? Then we will be putting set reticle color. We have to change that color also. We will be making that inactive because we are moving our gaze system from that particular object. We are making that thing away, so it should turn gray. Now we will be writing the current, so that we will be current gaze object is equal to null, right? Now we will be closing this particular if block. Sorry, there it goes for if, and then we will be closing this also. Okay, now let's come back to the progress gaze. You can say process gaze, right? So for this process gaze, we will be creating inside this if. We will be writing all the code right now that we are left with inside this thing. What should be doing when you're entering the gaze system? So you will be writing game object hit obj. Okay, that is an object. It will be giving us the hit info will be providing us hit info dot collider dot game object, right? So whenever the collider is crossing throughout the game object, or whenever the gaze object is intersecting the collider, it will be getting the values will be getting stored in hit info, and that hit info will be going in hit obj. Okay, you're done over here. Then you will be writing that gaze object will we will be writing a function, or we can say an object that will be declaring gaze object gaze obj is equal to hit obj dot get component, and then we will be writing gazeable object, right? And we will be closing this function over here. Yes. Now if the gaze obj, that is an object, you can see that the gaze obj is a object of this particular thing, and this thing is a hit obj. So if gaze obj is not equal to null, so means it is passing throughout the collider, right? It is intersecting the collider. So what it should be doing? So we will be putting another condition, that is if of gaze obj is not equal to current gaze object. Okay, when it is not looking at the particular current gaze object, so it should be clearing the object. We will be calling the clear object over here that we have created. We will be calling the clear object over here, that is the function that we have created. So we will be learning clear current object, so it will be clearing it and it will be activating the inactive color, right? Then we are having current gaze object, right? That will be equal to gaze obj, capital O obj, right? So we are done with this thing right now. After this, you will be putting the current gaze object on and calling on gaze enter, right? So that will be called on gaze enter whenever you are entering the particular object, or we can say the whenever the gaze is entering a particular object, and it will be passing us hit info, right? Now we will put, and we have to set the reticle color, right? We don't need to forget that whenever it's getting or the gaze system is entering to an object, so it should get activated. So we will be putting active reticle color. Okay, so it will get activated. Now I will be closing this block over here. Then I will be writing an else part that will be saying that current gaze object dot on gaze when it is on particular gaze, that neither you have exited, neither you have entered. So you are on a particular gaze, so it will be storing the information, hit info again, and that's it. And then you will be again closing this block. The block has been closed over here. After this, we will be putting an else again, and then we will be putting a condition of clearing the current object. We will be calling the function over here, and similarly we will be closing the else over here again. That's it. So you are done with your reticle script also, as well as for the game object script. We will be covering different other objectives in our upcoming lecture. Thank you.